Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia and I share beauty and lifestyle videos, so I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you're not new, then welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Foundation, so if y'all want to hear my thoughts on it, then just keep watching. I am very excited to try this foundation. Ever since it came out, I wanted to try it because, as you know, Tarte is one of my favorite brands, and my current favorite foundation is Found Sealer by Tarte. And then whenever I saw it was called Cloud Coverage, my first initial thought was that it was going to be very weightless and kind of a your skin but better type look. And that is what I look for in a foundation, something really lightweight that doesn't feel like you have makeup on your skin. I hate a thick feeling or looking foundation, so I'm very excited to give it a try. So here is what the packaging looks like, and it is called the Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Foundation. So it's called Shape Tape because it is part of the Shape Tape collection. Here is what the actual bottle looks like. There we go. So it is a pump, which I really like because it just makes it super quick and easy to use. And then I did pull it up on the Tarte website and I wanted to read more information about it for y'all. So it says light as air, medium buildable, flexible coverage, bouncy cloud-like texture, feels comfy and weightless. It's a natural matte finish, looks and feels like your skin. Technology smooths and blurs imperfection. Crease-proof formula minimizes looks of pores, fine lines, wrinkles, and uneven texture. Protects with mineral SPF 15 ingredients and pairs perfectly with Shape Tape Concealer, which I will be using. So I'm not normally a fan of matte foundations, but since it has all of those hydrating and moisturizing ingredients, I don't think it will be too matte for me. But if it does, then I will probably use like a hydrating or luminous primer underneath it. But for today's video, I am just going to apply it straight to my skin with no primer. That way I can see what it looks like without one and see how the actual foundation does. So let's go ahead and try it out. So I did get the same shade I am in Found Sealer, so hopefully the coloring is the same. Okay, so it does say to apply it with the brush that was made for it, but I like a damp beauty sponge, so that's what I'm gonna use. So we will see how it does. I think they do have like a set on Tarte's website that you can pay $10 more and get the brush, and I'm pretty sure it is double-ended as well, so you can use the smaller end for your Shape Tape concealer or whatever concealer you use. But I have a ton of brushes, and like I said, I like to use a sponge for my foundation, so that's what I'm going to use today. I just put it on my sponge, and yes, my sponge is dirty, so just ignore that. And then I'm just going to go right in with it. So that's the good thing about buildable foundations, is you can start off with just a little bit of product and add more if you need to. So it doesn't have to be a medium coverage foundation if you would rather it just be light, which is what I have been liking for probably the past 2 years. Okay, so first impression is, if you want a more medium coverage, I would use a brush, because using the damp beauty sponge, it is definitely a light coverage, but that is what I like. So I am gonna have to wear it to be able to tell if it settles in my lines. Everything, no matter what I use, whether it's a tinted moisturizer, my Found Sealer, everything settles in these deep forehead lines, which I'm fine with because they are pretty bad. So that doesn't really bother me. It is like my smile lines. So far, it does look like it is settling a little. So I wanted to add a layer with a brush to see what it looks like. So I'm just tapping it in with the brush since I already added the foundation with my sponge. That way it doesn't take off any of those other layers. It just builds on top of it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I turned down the brightness and I feel like y'all can see it a little bit better now. I always set all of my foundations with a powder because I feel like it makes it last longer. Plus I use powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight, and it makes all of those products easier to blend out, because if you go directly on top of a cream or liquid foundation with your blush, it can be kind of splotchy and not blend out really well. And then it does not feel heavy, even though I added a few layers. I feel like I added 2 layers with the sponge and then a layer with the brush. So even with 3 layers, it does not feel heavy at all, which I absolutely love. So first impression is I do really like it. I am going to go ahead and set it with a powder and do the rest of my makeup, and I will go back on here so y'all can see what it looks like with a full face, and then I will give y'all an update on how it does with the powder and everything. Okay, so I now have a full face of makeup on. I did set it with a powder and then of course did the rest of my face makeup, bronzer, blush, highlight, all that. I do feel like it is a little bit creasy, but keep in mind I did add 3 layers. So I'm gonna keep wearing it and I'm actually gonna give y'all an update in a few hours. So yeah, here is what it looks like so far. I'm liking it. I feel like it did oxidize a little bit because whenever I was adding that other layer, it looked lighter, and then once it kind of set in, I do feel like it got a touch darker, but not like a huge difference. And also just remember that everybody's skin is different, so even if it is creasing on me, that does not mean it is gonna automatically crease on you. And then of course everyone's wrinkles and lines and texture and all of that is different as well, so also keep that in mind. But yeah, so far I'm liking it, but I will update y'all in a few hours. Okay, so I wanted to give y'all a wear update. I think it has been about 6 hours and it still looks really good. I feel like it doesn't look too matte. Like, I am naturally oily in my T-zone, which is the center of my face, and I feel like it is coming through a little bit, which I don't mind. I love a dewy, glistening look, so I'm kind of glad that it doesn't look too matte, but it is settling quite a bit in that smile line, if y'all can see. And Found Sealer does it. And I hope y'all don't mind that I'm comparing it to Found Sealer, but since that's another Tarte foundation and my current favorite foundation, that is the only reason I'm comparing the two. But just without comparing, it did settle right there, so I would probably have to like touch that up a little, and then it is still being weird around my nose right there. But I feel like as far as everywhere else, it still looks really good. So my overall first impression is I do really like it. I don't feel like it is crease proof like it says, just because it did settle. But as far as wear, even though it has just been 6 hours, I feel like it still looks really good. I do feel like it is the natural matte finish that it says. I also feel like it is more of a light to medium coverage versus just medium, but it does say buildable, so that does mean it can be lighter. I am gonna keep using my damp beauty sponge with it versus a brush, but you are going to get more coverage if you do use a brush. I like how it looked with the sponge, and so maybe with less layers, like if I just go in with my one layer with my sponge, it may not crease. So I'm not cutting it off completely because of that. If you've been wanting to try it, I do feel like it is very lightweight, but if you're wanting a lot of coverage, I maybe wouldn't get it. But if you are wanting something that is just really lightweight, light coverage with like a more natural finish, then I think this is a really good option. So overall, I really like it. I do like Found Sealer a little bit better, only because it gives me a more luminous look, which is what I like. So if you have been wanting to try a new foundation and you don't want it to be luminous, then definitely give this one a try. But I really hope this video helped y'all decide whether or not you want to give it a try. I will link it down below in the description box if y'all do want to try it out. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I have some fun videos coming up. But I don't have anything else to say except thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next video.